This is way better than we thought. The outlook for the Anaheim Ducks season is looking a lot better than we originally thought. We get into exactly why in this edition of Ducks Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Hit that subscribe button. I want to thank the 19% of you, the ones who are watching these videos, who have already hit the sub button. But 81% of you have not subscribed yet. I'm not sure why. We're the newest Anaheim Ducks YouTube channel, bringing you everyday Ducks content. So hit that subscribe button. So, the Ducks, as we know, have been a disaster the last few years. It has been really rough to watch, right? Come on. 2018, the last time the Ducks played a Stanley Cup playoff game, got swept that year against the Sharks. The last time this team won a playoff game was even a year earlier, 2017, when they went all the way to the conference final. That was, of course, now 8 years ago. God, that was crazy, man. It's so many years. I was in college then. And I still remember watching all those playoff games. And, yeah, it's just crazy how long it's been since the Ducks have played for a Stanley Cup. So, the outlook for next year, it's looking pretty good. There was an interesting article posted on the HockeyWriters.com. Haley Paljug, the author, talked a little bit about the Ducks and what's going to happen for next year, right? 3 questions for the Ducks in the upcoming season. The Ducks, as we know, face a pivotal year in just a few months after 7 consecutive missed playoffs and as many losing records to match. The fans and organization are eager for much-needed change. Yeah, we definitely need the Ducks to change and the Ducks to be in the playoffs. Pat Verbeek and the front office have made it clear that they're looking for W's and that this is the year to make the playoffs, right? They hired Joel Quenneville, a legendary coach that of course, has had a difficult past with the scandal in Chicago, but, we hope for the best moving forward, right? That's all you can hope for with Joel Quenneville. And, of course, Chris Kreider and Mikael Granlund, additions that are really going to help this team. While the future does look slightly brighter than the past, some questions still face the Ducks as the season inches closer. Well, yeah, sure, there is questions. I mean, come on, you have to have questions and doubts about this Ducks team because the Ducks haven't been in the playoffs for so long, right? I mean, you can't be like saying, oh yeah, the Ducks are a lock for next year in the playoffs. You can't. You just can't, right? I mean, they didn't get, like I said, they would have got Jason Robertson. We'd be talking about a different story right now, but they didn't get Jason Robertson from the Stars. That would have been, I think, the icing on the cake here. I mean, that would have really changed things for the Ducks next year. And, with the whole Mason McTavish thing going on, that's even worse because if he doesn't come back, then we're really in trouble for next year because, yeah, that would be really bad, like super bad if he gets traded because we're not going to get nothing for him. We're not getting anything of note for next year. I don't care what people say. There's been a lot of comments out there saying, no, the Ducks can get this and that. No, we're not. The Ducks won't get anything for McTavish. They won't. They won't get anything of note for next year. They'll get, maybe some draft picks and then prospects. That's what they're going to get. And is that really helping the Ducks for next year? Come on, does that really help the Ducks for next year? Be honest with yourself. They trade Mason McTavish, to the Red Wings, to the Montreal Canadiens. It seems like a lot of Canadian fans want him for whatever reason. Yeah, because he's a great player. That's why. They trade him to one of those teams. How does it help the Ducks next year? Ask yourself that question. How does it help the Ducks next year if they trade Mason McTavish? It doesn't help the Ducks. So we can't trade Mason. The Ducks cannot trade Mason McTavish. It would be a colossal mistake if they do that. It would be a big mistake if they trade McTavish. So they can't do that. They just can't. So here's where things get interesting, right? Talking about the Ducks and the upcoming season, going back to the original point of the video, the article, right? We're going to talk about that. First question, how will the team adjust to Joel Quenneville's coaching style, right? The Ducks hired Quenneville because of his long-standing record of success, and despite his controversial past, the Ducks, of course, hopefully, did their homework, and Quenneville, of course, apologized to the media, and we're going to hopefully move forward from that. That's kind of what the Ducks are doing. Mark Crawford, another guy that's had a lot of scandals, said about Quenneville, saying he has had an unbelievable vision on the bench to see the game, and of course that's a good, I think a good observation of Joel Quenneville. He has an amazing vision, a really great coach, one of the greatest coaches for sure in NHL history. And the Ducks have to be happy to have him, right? They are absolutely happy. Some of the players are particularly excited about their rival Quenneville, like they should be. Frank Vatrano, Troy Terry, Ryan Strome attended his welcome event at Honda Center. Strome spoke about his excitement for the coach. And yeah, we've seen a lot of Ducks players come out and, really be excited for Joel Quenneville, right? Another question about this team is the fourth line. How is the fourth line going to look like next year? The Ducks roster's undergone some big shifts from this time last year. What is pretty certain that the first line will consist of Kreider, Carlson, and Terry. The fourth line seems to be in flux, right? It will likely be made up some combination of Ross Johnston, Ryan Poehling. Come on, got to put Poehling in there. They just traded for Zegras. Yeah, I would say so. Sam Colangelo, they just signed Nikita Nerestenko or Jansen Harkins, right? And potentially Beckett Seneke, which hopefully, I really hope Beckett Seneke would be Seneca, I should say Beckett Seneca would be an absolutely great, addition to this team. Seneca on this team, we've talked about it before. Seneca, I think, is a player that, the Ducks drafted and have to feel really confident that hopefully he's a part of this team. I know it's crazy to say that Seneca could be a part of this hockey club next year, but why not? Why not? But yeah, the fourth line is kind of a big question mark. Ryan Poehling has to be a guy that's going to fit in, right? Ryan Poehling has to be a player that is going to be a mainstay on that line. He has to be. They just traded for him, right? And that's going to be one of the questions for sure. And then the last question this article talked about is how the Ducks kind of start off the year, what kind of start did they have, and yeah, I mean it's a given. The Ducks have to get off to a great start. They have to. If they don't, this is what the Ducks have been suffering with the last few seasons. They get off to horrible starts. They get off to absolutely awful starts in October and November. And by December, they are out of the playoff conversation. And that will happen again this year. If the Ducks don't get off to a good start by Thanksgiving, by early December, this team will be out of the playoff hunt. There is no doubt about it. The Ducks will not be in the playoff hunt if they don't get off to a good start. So that is paramount. This team has to get off to a good start. Got to get that W in Seattle, which would be great. Come on, get a W in that first game, be great, right? And, just super excited about this year. It's kind of suck. You know what sucks, though, is that there's still 2 months to go, man. It's still only August 11th. So, God, we still got to wait 2 months until the Ducks play real hockey, which is a little bit concerning because we got a lot of videos to make before then, but still a long way to go before hockey starts. But, as always, make sure to subscribe. It's going to be a really fun year on this channel. And as always, let's go Ducks. Woo!